While I was at Valley, I became interested in aerobatics, and this is a picture of me in 1988 where I became the solo Hawk display pilot. And during the summer season, during the air shows of that year, I got to know the Red Arrows team, and I thought, actually, this is a possibility now, joining the Red Arrows. So I applied, and I was lucky enough to be selected at the end of the 1989 season. So here we are. So it's a very difficult act to follow, as you can imagine. What do you do after you've been in the Red Arrows? So I decided that I'd had enough of military flying. What the military tend to do is to stick you behind a desk as you become more and more experienced, and as you get promoted, they take you off flying duties and put you behind a desk, which is not what I joined to do. So I swapped the dark hair for some grey hair, I swapped the suit for this one, and that's what I do now. I fly for a company you might have heard of called British Airways, flying this little aeroplane here, the 747. So slightly different to what I used to do. Can't do any aerobatics, people get very upset. So it's a little bit frustrating, but it is good. It's good. It's better than sitting behind that desk in MOD. So this is, right, I'm going to teach you all how to fly formation now. So you could all go out of here, go up to Scampton and say, Andy Wyatt says I can be a team member. So if you look at the top picture, that's the lead aircraft. This is us in the bottom half. Can you all see at the back? You're right. So we're in this aircraft here. So what we need to do is pick a couple of references. Now, this is our eye line. So if we're looking along that black line, the top aircraft there, we're lining up the wing fence on here with the engine, the intake of that engine. So that is one reference. So I'm looking along that line, and if you think about it though, we could slide up and down that line and still be effectively in position, couldn't we? So what we need to do is to tie that in, we need a second reference. So in this particular case, we're looking across to our left, down the trailing edge of the tailplane. So all I'm doing, this is for the diamond formation, I'm striving to keep those two references accurate the whole time. That's what I'm trying to do. Remember, I've got somebody outside me doing the same thing, somebody behind me, so trying to be as smooth as possible. So that's all there is to it. Now, on this particular day, we were flying from the Isle of Man. Douglas there, you can see, we've just done the TT week in the Isle of Man. Go every June, do some displays there. And we were going to a place called RAF Wattisham in Suffolk. And the weather wasn't very good, so we were flying above the cloud at about 10,000 feet. And I didn't really pay much attention to the route because I've got 8 other aircraft to follow. What can go wrong? It's going to be fine. Anyway, about halfway along, it's so funny, I was looking at this earlier today where that red arrow is, and I thought, that's pretty much where we are now, isn't it? Overhead Loughborough. I got an oil caption came on in the cockpit. So there's a little warning panel up there on the right hand side. It's like a car. If it's an orange light, it's not too serious, you can probably get away with it. The top line is red lights. Don't like red lights. Anyway, this was an oil light, which was orange, so I thought, well, that's okay. I can carry on to Wattisham. But then it starts to be accompanied by a metallic graunching noise. Now, if I was on my 747, I think, okay, well, I've got 4 engines. That's fine, can lose one of those. I've only got 1 here. So it's quite handy to try and keep that one. Anyway, I told the leader what was happening, and I was losing power on this on my engine. So we pulled away from the formation. I put a Mayday call out. Now, when you put a Mayday, I don't have any sailors in the room or pilots. If you put a Mayday call out, air traffic control are very, very good. They come to your help and they give you as much information as you want. Everybody else is quiet on the frequency. And they gave me a heading to steer to the nearest airfield, which they said was 80 miles away. By now, the engine's not really working at all, and I'm in quite an expensive red glider at this stage, at 10,000 feet. Now remember, I've got the engineer in the back, and he'd gone very quiet at this stage. His name is Corporal Jones, so you guess what I said to him? Yeah, I did, don't panic. So his name is Howard. So I said, Howard, this is not looking good. We might have to eject, because you're sitting on an ejection seat. Pull the handle, leave the aircraft behind, end up on a parachute. And that's what I thought we might have to do. Anyway, air traffic control were great. They said 80 miles away. I said, that's too far away, we're not going to make that. And they said, well, RAF Waddington is closer, that's about 10 miles away. And they gave me a heading there, and I thought, well, that's possible? Bear in mind we're above the cloud now, so I can't see the ground at all. So I turned towards RAF Waddington, put the nose of the aircraft down through the cloud, and we popped out, and there's this lovely sight of Waddington's runway in front of us. So I managed to manoeuvre the aircraft. We were going quite fast as well, no engine, but just gliding quite fast. Manoeuvred the aircraft, got rid of the speed, put the undercarriage down and the flaps on the emergency system, and we touched down on the, much to my relief, on the runway at Waddington. And Howard in the back, as we touched down, he just said, "Oh, thank you, sir, thank you."